this shit right, man.
Let's point out one. That's important.
Hello, hello, hello. All right. Yeah, it's got me.
Um, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, folks. Welcome back to Insanity Check. I, of course, am Ken. This, of course, is Skillet Sauce.
Yes. Yes, I am. Just saying, yes, I am. Yeah. Okay.
So, again, we're back to bring you the good news, which is a lie. It's hardly ever good news.
Sometimes it's good.
Very few. It's good for us because we think it's funny. But
Yeah.
Use it to the common society member. It's not good at all.
You know, we've been getting a little bit of heat because we do find some of this stuff funny, and people don't like that. But.
Oh well, that's just a little too goddamn bad. And you know what? I find that funny.
Well, this story here is not funny, but
no. Of course, if you saw last week's show, we pretty much spent the whole time ranting and railing about the Ferguson, not the shooting, but actually it was spawned on by the
protest of the St. Louis Rams. The St. Louis Rams coming out with their hands up, yeah.
And the St. Louis Pigs pretty much threatening to boycott or to do something against the St. Louis Rams organization with the gathering police from all over the nation and the citizens of St. Louis to rally against the Rams and all their advertising partners if they don't punish the 5 members of the St. Louis Rams who came out in their quick and silent protest. Newsflash, they decided not to punish the St. Louis Rams. So by the time you guys see this, maybe
who knows? Maybe the story will change. But if they do, the lawsuit is just there's no way. The NFL did exactly what they needed to do to get out of this situation. Because if they were to suspend those guys or do anything,
it would have been a shit storm.
It would be a super shit tornado. Shit-nado.
Now, a lot of people, as we mentioned on last week's show, want to not characterize what happened in Ferguson, Missouri as racist or have any racial components, which of course is bullshit.
Even though like I said last week, it's always coincidentally, a person of color that seems to catch these bad ones in like Dillinger style, where it's like multiple.
No weapons.
No weapons. Yeah, we're not talking about the guy that gets into a shootout with the cops. We're talking about the dude that's brandishing a for real firearm. No, we're just talking about guys that are unarmed or have things that all of us have on our person, like wallets or cell phones. Like this shit here, dead by dawn. If I fucking pull this shit out, hold on, officer, I gotta call somebody. Pow. So, whatever. But this was just another, there's another scenario a situation that just took place. Now, when we were doing our old show, there was that young kid that got blasted in the East Flatbush section of Brooklyn. They was rioting and protesting and wonk, 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 wonk. The kid is dead as hell and ain't shit changed. Now, probably by the time I'm seeing this, I heard the story about the unarmed black man that was gunned down in the pink houses in the East New York section of Brooklyn.
And before you start, I just want to make a little note here. Again, on Facebook, someone put up a clip from Jon Stewart's television show, The Daily Show, where he basically went on a rant against Bill O'Reilly of Fox News. Mm-hmm. Bill O'Reilly said that he's just tired of all the chatter and the complaining and all the accusations of racial impropriety going on with this whole Ferguson case. And Jon Stewart said at the end, the very last sentence of his rant, Bill, you're tired of it. Imagine what it's like to actually live in racial inequality.
Yeah.
And of course be the victim of racial inequality.
Exactly.
So again, for all of you scumbag fucks who think that this is just, I don't know, the wild imagination of all of us black people, that there's some impropriety, some imbalance going on here, some absolute threat on the lives of black people walking the streets of America, we submit this to you as evidence number, I don't know, pick a fucking 4-digit number.
Yeah, that we know about.
Yeah.
And this was just another situation where a police officer, and they said it was a rookie police officer.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, was walking
that
around.
Means his training is fresh in his mind. That's what that means.
Yeah, so I'm just going to read the first part of it. 2 police officers prepared to enter the pitch-black 8th-floor stairwell of a building in Brooklyn's housing project, one of them with his sidearm drawn. Now, unless they were on a call and nothing came out to say that they was actually looking for somebody, because then I can understand you have your gun out, because if you're looking for Black Barton shit, you want to be prepared because you know what he has on him. But this rookie, I guess maybe was nervous or whatever. He had his gun out. Okay. I say at the same time, a man and his girlfriend, frustrated by a long wait for an elevator, entered the 7th floor stairwell, 14 steps below. In the darkness, a shot rang out from the officer's gun, and a 28-year-old man below was struck in the chest and soon after fell dead. Now, the guy was coming out. He just finished having his hair braided and stuff like that by his girl, and simply wanted to walk down the stairs so he can leave. That's all he wanted. There was no altercation here. It just, to me, this speaks on the fear of these black ninjas. With the kung fu grip and the dom mech punch or whatever it's called, the one punch that if you take 10 steps, all the blood start flying out your body. Some mythical crazy technique from Africa, what we black people have, to where the second you see us, you're so uncomfortable, we must be executed. Shoot first, worry about all the rest of the shit later, because most likely the law is going to protect you anyway. So what? You get thrown on administrative leave, you might get desk duty, or in some situations, you might just retire from whatever job you're doing and get another job elsewhere. Meanwhile, the black person's, black male is dead and rotting. And of course, everyone said that this was a mistake. It was just a rookie error. And I keep going back to, when do we hear the stories of the rookie cop guns down the unarmed white boy, white male, white child? Because recently that kid had playing in oh my God, we would have been dead. Because, okay, we're old timers, right? We've been around for a little bit. Back when I was growing up, I remember I had a Star Trek gun that was like a phaser, but it shot these little like discs. Shot these little discs, and they would look like little Frisbees. You remember that? Mm-hmm. Then I had the other one where they would give you, it's a pellet gun, and they would give you a row of yellow BBs, rubber BBs. You can chew on them, everything. And you pop them off, and then you load them in there, and they bounce all over the place. I've had cap guns, a little small gun, where you take a roll of caps, which are like little gunpowder, like little explosive, little noise-making things, and it's in a roll. You load it into the side of the gun, you close it, and it go pap, 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 and you just see the paper come up, and it just makes a noise. I've had cowboys and Indians, Nerf guns, all kind of guns when I was a kid. Kid got shot, in his gut, 12 years old, because he was playing with a pellet gun or whatever. Dead meat. This particular individual, elevator. Dead meat. Why, if these are so random and they're honest mistakes, they're honest, simple mistakes, this guy's training failed him, he just had a nervous disorder, whatever it could have possibly been, how come we don't hear these stories about white people getting killed like this? When Bill O'Reilly or somebody can finally come out and tell us that, because aren't there more white people in this country than black people? That's what I thought. I thought that's why we were minorities, because we weren't the majority. So there has to be a few errant cases of white cops not beating the hell out of white males, not tasing them, don't tase me, bro, not kicking them in the head when they're in wheelchairs. I'm talking about killing them dead. Unarmed, dead. That's what I'm interested in. So this story, once again, I have become so desensitized to this clearly I can make some stupid comment, and like I guess black people, last show I said we needed to come out with like a suit of armor or some bulletproof armor or something like that. Or in this particular case, I guess when you're walking around, since we are dark skinned and walking around in elevators and buildings when the lights might be out, which is of course not our problems unless we're the maintenance personnel, we should have like day glow suits. We should somehow make a fashion statement out of having those glow sticks all over our fucking bodies. But then we'd probably get gunned down for being a space alien.
I don't think it would matter.
Yeah, it wouldn't. They was like, oh, there's an alien coming from fucking Green Planet Mars or whatever. Kill him.
Because be it in a hallway, be it on your front step, be it in the middle of the fucking street in broad daylight.
Your ass is finished.
We just
appear
to be the most dangerous fucking creatures on the planet.
That this planet has ever produced.
That apparently the police techniques that they're taught can't work except for, point and shoot.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything's
there's nothing. I said we clearly just turned into like black Tasmanian tornadoes and just spin around and kill every white thing that we see because there's no techniques. Like you said, there's nothing that seems to be good enough. Yet I went back from the last show. There's instances where white people actually have weapons and did not die from that particular confrontation.
And make no mistake, once again, I'm guessing you read the at least most of the article, not the whole article. This guy's going to get off, and because they're already calling it, it's a tragedy. It's such an accident that the guy had his gun out and tried to open a door with the gun, with the hand that he had his gun in, and accidentally let off a shot just as this Negro was right on the other side of the
Mr. Door. Gurley, yeah. So he just happened. Like I said, it could honestly, like I said about the Ferguson case, let's just say 100% that dude had like the thunder fist. And let's just say the dude just literally had a brain freeze, and just as he said, man, dude, I just had the gun out, oh shit, it just bumped up against the door. Oh my God, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not even screaming that this one is racist. I'm just saying it just seems to be that whenever these things happen, it always seems to happen from one direction to the other. And in this case, it's just police. I can't even say, because their officer's Asian. Well, or whatever he is.
But this goes back to what I said in the last show. They'll always get off on procedure. They were first following procedure because it even says right here, there's not a specific prohibition against taking out a firearm. As in all cases, an officer would have to justify the circumstances that required him to or resulted in him unholstering his firearm.
Yes,
and the fucking dude, Bratton, the police commissioner, said that whether an officer should draw his weapon while on patrol when there was no clear threat was a matter of discretion.
So once again, the way these things are worded,
as long as you think that your life might be in danger,
procedure doesn't mean anything.
Actually, the procedure is to do whatever you need to do,
and we'll protect you.
Exactly.
So
this is exactly what I'm saying. So this is an accident because I had my gun out. Why did you have your gun out? Well, because we're in one of these dangerous projects and shit. Was anybody there? No. Was anybody around? No.
Were you on a call? No.
But he was dangerous, and I felt that my life was in danger just by being there. And that's why I had my gun out. And since there's no fucking a prohibition to not take your gun out, you're within your rights. And this is just an unfortunate case. We're so sorry that you're dead, black sir.
Yeah.
But we'll try to do better next time. Even though we're not going to change a letter of the fucking laws or the code of conduct or the procedures as a police officer to make sure that there's a less chance of this happening. And mind you, I've said this for a long time. I don't understand why. I've had this argument with a friend of mine. I'm like, why do black people just not want to be cops? Are there just not enough black people who might know what a neighborhood is like, who doesn't have an inherent fear, who won't listen to the fear-mongering that goes on in police? Because again, I'll say this again. I worked for the phone company for a brief period of time, and they warned us You had to get out of the projects by 3 o'clock when it's winter. 5 o'clock is the latest in the summertime.
Because those Tasmanian wild savage black ass
little niggas were out there.
Niggas just go berserk. Like they ain't doing nothing. They like dormant like this. As soon as the bell rings at 3 o'clock, motherfuckers start going crazy, right?
Now, and I'm a phone dude. You think they're not telling these cops worse shit?
Because what are they gonna do? Turn over your fucking truck and steal the cable?
And their jobs are to go up against the actual criminals. So you think they're not telling even more shit? And again, you're telling this to some fucking white boy or just some non-black who hasn't grown up in fucking the hood, who doesn't know any fucking, who can't tell, when someone might actually be up to no good or not. So that means we're all up to no good, potentially, which means we all potentially are dangerous, which means we all potentially are threatening the lives of all of these officers, which means they all have to be ready to kill.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, man. When it comes to that story, like I said, it's there's two components that's always involved in these stories. Sometimes it's just the blue shield and it's just the police, covering their own, and other times it's just, the racist, white police officers, and then you have that. This was a situation where I just think it's just plain, like as you stated, the police just have problems. They have problems and they're not educating. And it's not even so much that they're not educating. If there were some more repercussions for police officers, crimes, or in this particular case, just procedural misconduct, or he wouldn't even call it procedural misconduct, but whatever. If there was repercussions, significant repercussions for cops that just flew off the handle and started to wing it with what they're supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do, then maybe this shit would stop. But that's not not going to happen
until the lawmakers are feeling the pain.
Yeah, because this is like, everyone said this was just an accident, whatever. And the pink houses, look, I mean, if you've ever known anybody that lived in East New York, I believe pink houses are East New York, but it's either Brownsville or East New York. I think it's East New York. The pink houses are East New York, and those are neighborhoods you just don't fuck around in. You don't go there, man, because them dudes are in a time warp. So I agree. There's a lot of wild rogue elements out there. But I'm not a police officer, so I can think whatever irrational, I haven't been trained. I just have my perceptions, and if I were a police officer, I would hope that I am better versed, and able to deal with certain situations. That's why I am a police officer, because I've been trained and culled and everything else to where vetted and whatever you want to say, to where when I'm out there on the street, I am a representation of the police department at its finest. That's what I would hope. And if I were not, I would hope, like we keep going back to the NFL, in proper times, if you're out there doing things that's not in conduct with how they want to be presented or represented, you get rid of them. But they never seem to do that. They never seem to hold these guys' feet to the fire. If this guy was that, let's just say incompetent. If you're that incompetent to where you're handling a loaded weapon, trying to open the fucking door with the gun, then you don't belong on the police force. You just don't belong on the police force. But whatever, man.
We try